Hi, welcome to Mini Table Talkers with Lucky and DP. I'm DP,
I'm Lucky.
and we're here to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I give the show a 8.5 out of 10 because I feel that once I continue more with the show, once we have Obi-Wan in action, I think it will go a lot higher. And what's your rating?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I really like the show so far. I really like McGregor and what he's been able to do with the character. I need Reva's character to pick up a little bit for me to feel more into it.
So, what we'll say, what I liked, episode 1 was good. I liked it. It was a little slow, but I, as a fan of Obi-Wan, I personally enjoyed every second of it, really. You could tell that he is a broken man, that he has gone through a lot of PTSD-inducing moments, which is quite unfortunate, losing his master, losing his best friend, losing his love during the Clone Wars, losing everyone he loved and cared about, and being betrayed by his own platoon, which is just crazy. So you can tell that it's worn him down throughout the years, and especially being in hiding from the Inquisitors for 10 plus years, it's crazy. And for episode 2,
It's taking its toll.
yeah, for episode 2, I liked it too, especially where he, got revealed that Vader's back, and it's Anakin, and he's looking for him. So I think that was kind of a big pivotal moment that was in the show that was just crazy.
So episode 1 for me, I'm probably going to be in the minority here, but I actually really enjoyed the slow pace of episode 1. I think it was much needed for a character in Obi-Wan who had just gone through so much so quickly. I mean, the ending of episode 3 was extremely fast paced and a lot going on and a lot of stuff happened. So I think to be reintroduced to Obi-Wan in live action, I think it needed to be slow. You needed to see this is what's been going on with him the past 10 years. You know what I mean? He has had to simplify his life in ways that he hasn't really necessarily wanted to. You know what I mean? And he has had to take a step back and deal with PTSD and deal with the side effects of those events that transpired. So I might be in the minority, but I think McGregor does a really good job in episode 1 with keeping your attention captivated, even though there's not a whole lot going on. I think that he does a really good job of just captivating your attention throughout that time so you can get through some of the kind of grunge of, okay, this is what's been going on. And I think he's also interesting with what's been going on. You know what I mean? It's different, for sure.
It's nice to see him back as Obi-Wan since, 2003 or something like that? Since episode 3, which nearly came out, almost 20 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, like 19
anything.
years ago. And it's cool to see him back in his wheelhouse. I think this is a character that he cares greatly about. If you watch a lot of the interviews with McGregor and Hayden Christensen and all those guys, I think this has been his character for a really long time. So I think revisiting this, especially in the light that episode 1 and 2 have set up, you're going to enjoy it. I really do think he's taking a great approach with it.
And also my mistake, 2005, if I remember correctly. Maybe 2005, 2007. I don't even remember.
Something like that.
Bottom line.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So the questions that we have, obviously everyone's asking this question. How in the world is the Grand Inquisitor, how did he get stabbed by the third sister, and then all of a sudden in Rebels, he's still alive unless they just... The only thing that I could come across is that what they did for Fennec in Boba Fett, where they replaced the parts that were damaged with cybernetics. If anything, that's the only conclusion that I could see coming out of that. The Grand Inquisitor got stabbed in the gut area, and it is a really, really dangerous weapon to be injured by. Like a blaster, it will go right through and stuff, but a lightsaber, it cuts clean through to the point where you almost never bleed from it, and it internally damages a lot. So my biggest question is just how are they going to go about bringing back the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor, if they killed him off in this, and then, as people already know, in Rebels, he dies by the hand of Ezra and his master, I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched the Rebels yet. I still need to catch up on that. And he hasn't watched Clone Wars yet, so we're introducing him to all this stuff. But that's my biggest question.
Me, myself, I'm really wondering who that clone trooper was. I think a lot of people can relate in episode 2. There's a certain clone trooper who kind of shakes his cup out. He's homeless. And it's a really kind of interesting scene. It could just be something small. It could just be a callback to what happened to a lot of the clones after Order 66 was given.
Yeah, because after Order 66, all the clones were pretty much killed off, died out, because they were just seen as weaker, and then they had people that they would, take from their families, abduct from their families, essentially, to become an Imperial Stormtrooper. But, I've heard speculation that it was Captain Rex. I don't think it's Captain Rex, because that's not the same armor that he had in the Clone Wars, and even most recently, and it's only been 10 years, so he would still have that same armor. That clone trooper was just a regular 501st clone trooper, one of Anakin's Legion. You see the helmet, it does not look anything like Captain Rex's armor, if anything.
It could be small, but again, it would be interesting to get a glimpse of maybe that character, if at all.
Still a cool nod.
Yeah. Other than that, I really liked the setting for episode 2.
Leia was annoying.
Yeah, Leia was a little bit, but it's a child, right?
She's great.
It's pretty on par for what a child would act like. Very rash decision making.
Yeah, when she clapped back at her cousin, that was great.
That was good stuff.
But then when she started saying, "Oh no, let me go over here, let me jump off this building because I'd rather die than stay with a man who's literally protected me and literally curb stomp someone to make sure that I don't get killed or kidnapped."
Yeah, she did a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, that's okay. The action picks up in episode 2. Obi-Wan obviously struggles with the blaster.
The funniest part was that the third sister parkours all over the city just to still be in the same spot. Everything transpired, they already left the area, and she's still parkouring from place to place.
She's 3 blocks away, right? And she sees all this going down. And mind you, Obi-Wan is terrible with the blaster. So they're pinned down, you know what I mean? They have 2 bounty hunters, one on each side of him, firing at him. So he's pinned down, he's in a corner, and you see this third sister, doing all these crazy cool backflips, and she's bouncing off walls, and you're thinking oh my god,
can't wait to see the fight.
Yeah, she's coming behind him, you know what I mean? He's gonna be completely boxed in by these people, and he's going to have to really, pull out the saber and stuff. And something happens that I don't want to give that part away because I think that that's an experience thing. Mm-hmm. But something very plot armor happens with Obi-Wan, where she just goes nowhere for 5 minutes.
She was low-key Tony Hawking that stuff. She literally stood in one corner doing triple backflips. Okay, who are you trying to impress? Is Vader watching from a satellite?
The actress was watching nothing but just videos of Tony Hawk and
hardcore parkour.
Parkour, yeah. The old 2012 videos where they got the GoPro on, you know what I mean? You see them running from the cops and stuff. Hardcore. But it was definitely very interesting.
But aside from that, it was a good episode, good show. I love it so far, and I cannot wait to see Vader fight against Obi-Wan. Hopefully that is the case. I think that is the case. It has to be the case. Otherwise, why would they be hyping this up so much?
I'm also excited that Hayden Christensen, I heard rumors, is in talks with Disney Plus to possibly get his own Darth Vader show on Disney Plus. Hopefully that will get the same treatment that Obi-Wan got, especially in the beginning, with being able to see Order 66. I know Disney Plus struggles sometimes to kind of allow these shows what they need to give off that feeling that a lot of fans want to feel. But I think with Darth Vader, it becomes even more prevalent to where if you want to use a name like Vader, you have to be willing to go to the limit of what he does. You know what I mean?
Show the extremity.
And sometimes that's bad. Sometimes that's really bad. But it is Darth Vader, so.
Well, that's all for now. And remember to de stress, progress, and let God handle the rest. Bye
Bye
for now.